Hello Lighthouse. My name is Brynn, if we haven't met before. I'm the youngest son of Andrew and Sally Frere-Smith, and today Ian's asked me to share some of my thoughts on what the challenges are that the church is facing now and in the coming season as we battle with COVID-19. I used to be a police officer, and when I left the police, I spent the majority of the rest of my career in private security consultancy, and I've been responsible for analysing and evaluating the many threats and vulnerabilities that my clients face. So if I was commissioned by the church to evaluate the risks and challenges associated with this pandemic, I would of course focus on the practical risks that come with trying to manage a highly infectious and contagious disease appropriately. But I'd also consider the operational impact on the church, how it's going to impact our ability to carry on services and deliver programs. I think about the strategic impact. If the church wants to expand and grow, well, how do we do that now? I'd consider the financial impact as we inevitably head towards a period of austerity. How's that going to affect the church? When you start to think of the different types of challenges, the different types of risks that's associated with this pandemic, it's very easy to get gloomy and down and quite frankly depressed. One of my go-to verses for seasons, sort of stormy seasons, struggling seasons, is a verse in Romans 12 that says, "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer, give to the Lord's people in need, and practice hospitality." I love those two words, practice hospitality. I'm fairly confident it was meant as a command to carry out the act of hospitality, to enact it. But I also like the idea of it being related to practicing a skill, like practicing the violin, practicing doing keepy-uppies with the football in the garden, to practice hospitality in that way. I wonder how many of you need to practice your hospitality skills. I know I certainly do. I think we are called as Christians to practice hospitality, to open up our homes, open up our church to others, to give our best to others, to give them the seat at the table, the best seat at the table, to give them the first choice of the after-dinner chocolates. How do we do that now? That's a real challenge. And I mean to pose that as an open question. I'm not going to deliver the solution, but I have to ask that question. And I wonder, is it taking a food parcel round to a friend or somebody you know is really struggling? Is it posting an envelope full of cash through the letterbox of someone you know that's in a financially difficult position with no notes or any course for compensation? Is it writing a letter to a friend that really takes you some time and you can express encouraging words and shared memories with them? Is it doing that phone call you've been putting off for a long time with the friend or family member who is alone and struggling, but for whatever reason you've delayed doing it because you're scared you're going to get it wrong? Is it inviting someone you don't actually know that well? You may have seen them around church or at work or just on the peripheries of your friendship group. Is it inviting them out for a coffee in the open air on the beach, taking a bit of a risk? Is that practicing hospitality? What I love about that interpretation is, doesn't matter how rubbish you might start off at practicing hospitality, but the more we practice it, the better we'll become. Those are just my thoughts. God bless.